Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video today, and as you can see we are on the F1 Formula 1 www.formula1 official F1 page for the 2018 Australian GP quiz. Now this is something that I saw was posted, well it must have been yesterday now, so I decided, you know, for something a bit different, I would actually try out the quizzes over the course of this year. Hopefully I can try and keep track of when they are. You know, I like to think generally my F1 knowledge is somewhat okay, so I thought, why not give this a shot, try and obviously, hopefully, see how good my F1, or how bad even my F1 knowledge may end up being. So we got, I think it's a 10-question quiz here today for the first race at the Australian Grand Prix. The waiting is nearly over and the first race of the season is upon us. But how well do you know the Australian Grand Prix? It's time to put your knowledge to the test by taking our interactive quiz. So let's hope that this goes all right. Let's click start. Who has the most podium finishes in Australia out of these drivers? So we've got Vettel, Hamilton, Raikkonen and Alonso. I'm trying to think. I'm inclined initially to say Raikkonen and Alonso. Obviously Raikkonen won in 2013 and like he's generally sort of just been fairly consistent. He won in 2007 as well, didn't he? So yeah, Raikkonen probably has had a few in his day. He didn't get one in 2008. He crashed out but still got a point. 2009 he didn't because Ferrari were terrible. 2010 he wasn't there. 2011 he wasn't there. 2012 I don't think he did. 2013 obviously he won the race. Then 2014, 15, 16, 17 I don't think he has either. So I'm not going to actually go with Raikkonen. Alonso then, obviously, as you can see there, he came second, obviously, in the race that Raikkonen won. So it could be him. Vettel as well, obviously, where he won a lot of championships, was probably, you know, obviously, Red Bull were pretty damn consistent. So I reckon, obviously, he could be right up there as well. And Hamilton, obviously, he got a podium in 07. He won in 08. He did get a podium in 09, but did it count? I can't remember if it counted or not. I'm not 100% sure if it did or not. 2010, I don't think... No, was that the year he crashed out with Webber at some point? I think that might have been. 2011, I don't think so. 2012, I don't think so. Actually, it might have been 2012. Yeah, that was when Mercedes were actually mediocre at the start of the season still, wasn't it? Sorry, McLaren even. That's a bit of a throwback. Yeah, 2013, I don't think he did. But 14 he didn't, 15 he won, 16 he came second, and 17 he came second. Actually, I'm inclined to go with Hamilton on this one. I think well, I'm a Hamilton fan as well. I think Hamilton might actually be the way to go here. Let's go with Lewis Hamilton actually. You know, I thought it would be the two oldies, but I'm going to say Hamilton. Boy. So, right, I don't know, is that how many people guessed which one? So, people did guess Hamilton as the correct answer in the end, but Sebastian Vettel was very, very close. And then Raikkonen, and no one believes in Fernando. So, Hamilton has 7, which in 10 attempts is not bad going. Vettel has 6, Raikkonen and Alonso have 5. Okay, so we've got 1 out of 1 right. McLaren's Fernando Alonso was lucky to walk away unscathed after contact with which driver launched him into a spectacular crash during the 2016 race? That is pretty damn obvious. It was the Haas driver of Esteban Gutierrez. Obviously, Ericsson was in a Sauber, so obviously he would be miles behind. Rio Haryanto had probably already crashed by that point. Sergio Perez is decent, so it wouldn't be him. I know it's Gutierrez, but that won't. I think, well, everyone else knew it was as well, and there they are. Hugging it out, being good friends once more there. So we're 2 for 2 at the moment. Ayrton Senna famously won the rain-drenched 1991 Australian Grand Prix, otherwise known as the shortest race in F1 history, 24 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Or it might be 24 laps, I can't remember. But who was classified in second? Right, so this is obviously a bit before my time, I think, as probably you can expect. I'm trying to think, 1991. I think that was It wasn't too late for PK, obviously. He was still with... no, was PK? PK was sort of... He wasn't obviously bad at any point, but he was sort of taken... It was. I don't think it was Tracy or Berg. I think we can just discount those two instantly. So I'm going between PK and Mansell here. I'm trying to think. 1991, obviously. Were they both in Williams by that point? I'm not too sure. I got right by going patriotic the first time round with Mansell, so should we just try patriotism again? Okay, well, clearly a lot more people knew that than I did. Yeah, so... Well, we're 3 for 3 at the moment. This is going quite well. We've got PK. A lot of people thought it could have been PK or Burger there as well. Tracy was a little less sort of guessed, but yeah, more than half of people knew that, and I'm a bit younger, so unfortunately I wasn't so sure about that one. But we're 3 for 3. Which of these 3 world champions won the very first championship Grand Prix back in Australia in 1985? I feel that was too late for Alan Jones. Was that the season Prost won the championship? Was that the season? Or was it the season before the Prost? I think it was that season Prost won his first world championship, but he didn't win that race. I do remember that. Well, I say I remember that. Obviously, I have heard that before. So I don't think it was him. Rosberg or PK? Rosberg or PK? I'm inclined to go with. PK... Which of these drivers on the first one? Right, so that was obviously when Williams were a bit OP at that point. Was it 1985 or was it 1986, I think? Well, Williams was OP. I think it was... Well, it was around there anyway. So I'm inclined to say PK. But he wasn't right for the last one. Rosberg, when did Rosberg win in 1986, where he only obviously won one Grand Prix that season, not in his career? Or was it 1985 that he did win the championship and this was the one race he won? Let's go Rosberg. That's... Well, I'm getting lucky today, clearly, but that is... Well, somehow, people again knew that was... People are clever. Like, people know their stuff. It was the 5th and final win for the Fly Fin. Oh, so it was 1984 he must have won the title. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Oh, so Rosberg was in a Williams as well. Ah! Okay, that makes sense then. It was his 5th and final win for the Flying Finn, pictured here with team boss Frank. There we are. So that was before, obviously, Frank's injury, which was 1986 then, wasn't it? So it was obviously shortly afterwards there. But, well, we're 4 for 4 somehow so far. Who was the first driver to retire from last year's Grand Prix after a leak put paid to his chances? Right, let's run through this. So, I think people are inclined to go with the McLarens, obviously because, well, they broke down a lot. But I don't think it was. Jolyon had issues in qualifying, I think. But I don't think that carried through into the race. I wouldn't actually know. I can't even remember if Palmer finished Australia. Honestly, I think he might have. I remember there was a McLaren and a Renault going side by side with a Force India down towards someone. That was quite late on in the Grand Prix. So I think for safety we can try and discount Alonso, Van Dorn, and I think it was Hulkenberg that did it, but I don't think Palmer was out first at least. I don't think Palmer retired. I'm trying to have a look. There he is at the background, so I don't think he was obviously all in the mix. Where's the Haas? There's Romain Grosjean. He's doing quite well there, and obviously they did well in 2016. I'm trying to think though, because Haas have been not terrible. They weren't particularly good in 2017, were they? Should we just go with Grosjean? You know, it seems to be the one that I don't really expect. I'm getting lucky so far, so there's only so long this can go on for. But I'm feeling lucky at the moment. Should we just go with Grosjean and see what happens? It's just difficult though. I'm trying to think. Yeah, let's just go with Grosjean. There we are. Well, how many? He lasted just 13 laps of the Grand Prix. So people thought it was Alonso. People didn't think Van Dorn broke down. That's quite surprised. People thought Jolyon Palmer was more likely to retire than Stoffel Van Dorn. That hurts a bit, I won't lie, as a Palmer fan. But not so many people knew that one. Only, what, 40% knew... No, sorry, 32%, if I'm not mistaken, knew that one there, which is alright. So we're 5 from 5 for now. My maths knowledge, my F1 knowledge. Only one driver has ever scored a hat-trick of successive Australian Grand Prix wins. Hakkinen, I don't think so. Hill, I don't think so. Jenson Button scored 2 in a row, but he never got 3. I think it would just be Schumacher in the OP years, wouldn't it? Between 2000 and 2004. Yeah, that was not so difficult. And yeah, everyone knew that one. 75% of people. Called it on Schumacher there. That's not a surprise. Victorious every year from 00 to 2002. Yeah, that adds up. Fair enough. Lewis Hamilton's been on pole 6 times in Australia, but how many times has he converted the pole into victory in Melbourne? Right, let's go through Hamilton's career then. Oh, it's how many times has he converted pole into victory? That's a little bit more difficult. I'm trying to think, actually. Hamilton's only won the Grand Prix twice, hasn't he? I'm trying to... Right, 07, he obviously debut race, he got podium. 08, he won from pole. 09, the car was terrible. 2010, Button won. 2011, the car was terrible. 2012, Button won. 2013, obviously Mercedes. He didn't win his debut race for Mercedes. 2014, Rosberg won. 2015, Hamilton won. 2016, Rosberg won. 2017, Vettel. He only ever won twice. I think both of them were from pole, weren't they? He was on pole position 6 times, which is painful, I think, to say the least, that he hasn't been able to convert more. I think, yeah, twice. We're doing well. My F1 knowledge is good. 2008 and 2015, yeah, that one. We've got that one right on the whole. I think, what, just over 50% of people knew that one. So, yeah, at least I'm not alone on that one. Yeah, we're 7 for 7 at the moment. Could we actually go for the perfect game? This is looking quite good. McLaren hold the record for the most Australian Grand Prix wins down under with 11, but when was their last victory down under? So it wouldn't have been hybrid era. So that already takes us back to 2013. They didn't win in 2013. It was 2012, but Button won it. If I'm not mistaken. We are nailing this. Jenson Button, yeah, I knew that one took the win, obviously, because that was his third GP victory out of Australia. 2009, 2010, 2012. So I do remember that one there. So yeah, Jenson Button, we're 8 for 8. Come on, we can do this. On every occasion a team has finished 1-2 in Melbourne, the team has gone on to win the Constructors' Championship. True or false? I'm inclined to say true there. I think a lot of people think, well, there must have been a time where they haven't. But I think with Australia, with Melbourne obviously being the first round of the season, it's very specific that it says Melbourne there as well. So obviously I think that does make it more likely. And it's not the most common occurrence, so obviously 4 teams to get 1-2. I'm tempted to go with true, to be honest. I think, yeah, probably. Because if the driver wins the first 3 races of the season, they've always gone on to win the championship. Because it was looking like Rosberg. It was going to be tight whether Rosberg would bottle it or not a few years back. Let's go with true. Yeah, there we are. See, that one was a bit closer. Only 68% of people knew that one. What's more, the winning driver in those instances has always been crowned world champion. So that's quite interesting then. So every time a team's got a 1-2 in Australia, the driver that won has won the title. So, well, hopefully we'll see Hamilton win with Bottas P2 then this weekend. And obviously, that'll be good there. So, yeah, the last time this happened was 2016 with Nico. I don't actually mind Nico too much, to be honest, but yeah. Still didn't deserve the title, but hey-ho. We'll stay out of that for now. But yeah, we're 9 for 9. Can we do the impossible here and wrap up 10 for 10? This would be quite incredible. No Australians ever finished on the... Oh, God, it's Aussie knowledge. No Australian has ever finished on the podium at home. Which one of these 4 Aussies has had the most F1 rostrums to the name? So rostrums means podiums, doesn't it? So, we got a few options here. I think Ricciardo obviously hasn't had a quick enough car, I don't think, to really be out there. Obviously, Mark Webber had a couple of times early on where he could potentially get podiums in Formula 1. And obviously then, from 2009 to the end of his career, obviously he had a car that he could consistently get podiums with. So I'm inclined to say Webber. I think Brabham and Jones, obviously with the way the season was a lot shorter back then, I don't think really they can sort of get to Webber. I'm inclined to say Webber. I'm thinking Webber. That would sort of be a bit of an underdog, because obviously Brabham... I think Brabham did... Did Brabham win a Drivers' Championship? I can't remember. I think at least one of them did. See, my F1 knowledge isn't perfect here. I've been pretty damn lucky with some of the guesses. But, most importantly, can we go 10 for 10 in the Australian GP quiz? Let's go with Webber. Let's go with my gut instinct. I've always been a big fan of him. Really, obviously, gutted to see him lose Le Mans a couple of years back as well. Boys, my F1 knowledge is incredible. That is, yeah, so no Aussies ever finished on the podium at Australia, which is a bit sad, I won't lie. But yeah, former Red Bull ace centred 42 podiums, Brabham 31, and Jones on the right with 24. It's quite surprising Ricciardo's already got more than Jones. That's quite shocking, isn't it? But yeah, so Mark Webber there, 42 podiums on the whole. He's done, excuse me, he's done pretty damn well in his F1 career mode. In F1 career mode. But we've scored 10 out of 10 there. That's not exactly bad going. I don't think that for the Australian GP quiz there. So hopefully, obviously, that good luck can continue on into the next race, which I think is Bahrain or China. See, I know all the questions for now, but I don't actually know what Grand Prix is next on the Formula 1 calendar. But yeah, we've come through 10 out of 10. We're spraying the champagne. That is exactly what we want to see. Hopefully my teammate came through P2 and I can win the World Drivers' Championship then, as we knew from that quiz. But yeah, obviously, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. It's something a little bit different today. You know, I really want to try and do more of these sort of quizzes. I'll try and make sure I leave a link. Obviously, you can see the link there as well at the top of your screen. So I'll try and make sure I leave a link to that in the description. Obviously, if you want to take this quiz yourself, but obviously I've sort of done it now and you know all the right answers. So, you know, if you want to get 10 out of 10 and tweet it out to all your friends, then obviously that's for you there. But we've got 10 out of 10 on the Australian GP quiz. I'm very, very happy with that result. Hopefully, as I said, you guys have gone on to enjoy the video. Leave a like if you did enjoy. Obviously, it does really, really help me out as well. Trying to get on the grind back with F1 content as well. But hopefully, as I said, you guys have enjoyed. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you next time for a brand new video.